Hello and welcome to the newsroom. I am Mary Kanu. The Non-Academic Staff Union, NASU, and Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, have suspended their 3-week-old nationwide strike. Both unions announced the suspension at the end of a meeting with the federal government team led by Labour and Employment Minister Chris Ngige. Both parties say considerable progress has been made in the realization of the demand of the non-academic workers. The demands include rectification of the irregularities associated with the payment system EPs, release of earned allowance and visitation panels to the universities. The Kwara State government has approved the use of the hijab in all public and grant-aid schools in the state. It has subsequently asked the State Ministry of Education and Human Capital Development to develop a uniform hijab for all willing Muslim female students. According to a statement by the Secretary to the state government, Maman Jibril, the interest of all stakeholders, court judgment and Kwara State education policies were taken into consideration before arriving at the conclusion. Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawali on Thursday sacked all special advisors and directors general in the state. The governor said the move became necessary in his quest to reorganize ministries, departments, agencies and parastatals. The governor also approved the creation of 3 additional ministries in the state. A statement signed by the secretary to the state government, Bala Bello Maru, said the creation of additional ministries is in accordance with the dynamic nature of governance and to allow for effective service delivery. And now in COVID stories, Papua New Guinea has reported its largest daily jump in COVID-19 cases since the pandemic began, with infections spreading to remote regions with poor health infrastructure. A total of 89 new cases were detected on Thursday, according to the country's coronavirus task force, taking the total to 1,228. While Papua New Guinea appears to have avoided the worst of the pandemic, there are concerns about clusters in several provinces and a lack of widespread testing. And now in business, the chairman, Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, Adetunji Oyebanji, says Nigeria spent a total of 10.7 trillion naira on fuel subsidy in the last 10 years. Oyebanji, who was the guest speaker at the 18th Harriet Adams lecture on Thursday, said 750 billion naira was spent in subsidy in 2019. He further highlighted the need for a transition to a market-driven environment through policy-backed legislative and commercial frameworks while enabling the sustainability of the downstream petroleum sector. U.S. President Joe Biden on Thursday directed military airstrikes in eastern Syria against facilities belonging to what the Pentagon said were Iran-backed militia in a calibrated response to rocket attacks against U.S. targets in Iraq. Biden's decision to strike only in Syria and not in Iraq also gives the Iraqi government some breathing room as it carries out its own investigation of a February 15th attack that wounded Americans. The strikes destroyed multiple facilities at a border control point used by a number of Iranian-backed militant groups. And now in sports, legendary Arsenal striker Thierry Henry has stepped down as the manager of Major League Soccer side CF Montreal. Henry, who was recently on the short list to become the new manager of Championship club Bournemouth, had been in charge at Montreal since November 2019. The 1998 World Cup winner said it was with a heavy heart that he was leaving after an extremely difficult period away from his family. And that's all on the newsroom at this time. We will be back at the top of the hour with more updates. I am Mary Kanu. Bye for now.